Broadcasting live from the Garden State, it's Real Sports Talk with Kenny Kluska on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode number 79 of Real Sports Talk with Kenny Kluska. Of course, I'm your host, Kenny Kluska, here to bring you another exciting show. And, let me preface by saying, if you hear me all of a sudden start going crazy, please don't mind me. Most of you know I am a Marlins fan. Currently have the game on mute. They're up 4-0 in the top of the third. Most importantly, though, Ichiro Suzuki, 2,999 career hits. I don't want to miss him. Potentially get his 3,000th hit. That's why I currently have the game on mute. He's actually on deck as we speak. So it could happen really quick. Hear me going crazy. As he's looking to become the 30th player in Major League Baseball history to reach the 3,000 hit plateau. We'll see if he will do it. He started today, so, even if he doesn't get his 3,000th hit this at bat, he still have 2 or 3 more at bats in today's game. But let's get started with today's episode. What do we have coming up in sports? We're 2 weeks away from WWE's pay-per-view, one of their big 4 pay-per-views, SummerSlam. We got the Brock Lesnar returning against the returning Randy Orton. We got the first ever Universal title match. Who will become the first ever Universal Champion between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. And for the World Heavyweight Championship, we got champion Dean Ambrose battling Dolph Ziggler. Also, new Women's Champion Sasha Banks with a rematch against former longtime champion Charlotte. SummerSlam, always one of the main pay-per-views, should be a treat. We're 32 days away from the NFL season opener. That is between the 2 participants in last season's Super Bowl, that being the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. Broncos, of course, no Brock Osweiler, no Peyton Manning. Likely will have Mark Sanchez starting. Panthers still have reigning MVP Cam Newton. So for those of you just fiending for the NFL to start again, no worries. It's right around the corner. And, actually the preseason begins tonight, 8 p.m. on ESPN, the NFL Hall of Fame game. We have the Green Bay Packers battling the Indianapolis Colts. So for those wanting their football fix, you can get it tonight. I'm not a huge fan of preseason football, but, I'm sure a lot of people will still tune in, just to get their football fix. Usually the first preseason game, starters play the first quarter, so you get to see a little bit of Aaron Rodgers and Andrew Luck, amongst others. We are also 56 days away from Major League Baseball's regular season finale. It's a long season, but pennant races are starting to heat up. We got a close race in the AL East between 3 teams, the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Orioles. Speaking of the Orioles, I know after 3 innings today, Manny Machado had 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. That's absolutely ridiculous. Other races, we got the NL Wild Card, the Marlins battling with the Cardinals and Mets. AL Wild Card's got a few teams going after it. Even the Giants, who have somewhat struggled as of late, letting the Dodgers creep back in that NL West race. So still a lot to look forward to regarding playoff races in Major League Baseball. And today, one of the all-time leaders in many categories, and Ichiro just grounded out to the pitcher. Still have a few more opportunities, but anyhow, one of Ichiro's former teammates, Alex Rodriguez, announced in a press conference today that he will be retiring after Friday's game. He will be in the lineup. That will be his last career game in the major leagues. Great career for Alex Rodriguez. Regardless of what you think of him, of course, basically got caught twice taking steroids. Was suspended, a full season worth of games. Look at his career stats: 14-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP. His 696 career home runs are 4th all-time. 2,084 RBIs, 3rd all-time. 2,021 runs, 8th all-time, and 3,114 career hits are 20th all-time. So definitely a historic career for Alex Rodriguez. Was a member of the 2009 World Series champion New York Yankees. And if you missed last week's show, I spoke of all the great athletes who have retired in the year 2016. Now you could add Alex Rodriguez to that list. 2016 has definitely been a year filled with retirement. Alex Rodriguez now. We had David Ortiz retiring after the season. We have Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, just to name a few. So many others. 2016 really has been the year of the retirement. And also yesterday, 8 people were enshrined into the NFL Hall of Fame. Those include Dick Stanfel, Kenny Stabler, Brett Favre, Tony Dungy, Eddie DeBartolo Jr., Kevin Green, Orlando Pace, and Marvin Harrison. So congratulations to those 8 players. It's kind of fitting that the Packers are playing in the Hall of Fame game with Brett Favre being enshrined, and also 2 Colts really being enshrined, Marvin Harrison and Tony Dungy, who was head coach of both the Colts and the Buccaneers. So congratulations to those 8 individuals, for making a prestigious club being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. I'm going to be speaking more about the Hall of Fame, but I'll be talking about next year's Hall of Fame, if you could tell by the name of today's show. I'm about to get into that right after this brief commercial break.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order. This is the hardcore icon, Just Incredible, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Now that's not just the coolest, that's not just the best. Damage 365 Radio, now that's just incredible. Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, TNA, Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions like UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous English Town Flea Market, Green Building, booth number 35 on 90 Wilson Avenue, Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. for more information. Join Brandon Lewis and Christopher Sight Bracey every Tuesday night on YouTube.com/2KW at 8:30 p.m. as they bring you the matches and moments that make 2KW Pro the heart of New York City. 2KW Pro, your company, your wrestling.
This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and you're listening to Damage Radio 365. Yeah, baby! The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Before the commercial break, I congratulated the 8 new members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And by this time next year, we will have a completely new Pro Football Hall of Fame class. There'll be a bunch of first-timers on this year's ballot. These will be all the players whose last season was in 2011. We have some very good players on that list. And I'm about to do my top 10 players who will be eligible for the first time for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. Before I get into that, here's a few honorable mentions. Tommy Harris, former defensive tackle for the Chicago Bears. Larry Johnson, running back, Kansas City Chiefs and Cincinnati Bengals. Thomas Jones, a longtime running back, played for many teams, including the Bears, Jets, and Buccaneers. Matt Light, offensive tackle from the New England Patriots, won 3 Super Bowls. Former Defensive Player of the Year, Bob Sanders, whose career was, unfortunately a short one due to injuries, but was one of the best safeties when healthy. And tight end Jeremy Shockey, a longtime Giant, also spent time with the Saints and Panthers. Those are guys that just came short of my top 10 list. And these 10 players will be joined on the ballot by, other players who have not quite made the Hall of Fame. Some notables who will be on next year's ballot, and we'll be battling it out with these guys to get into the Hall of Fame. Terrell Owens, you see his name near the top of nearly all receiving categories. Kurt Warner, Super Bowl MVP, 2-time MVP as well. Alan Faneca, many Pro Bowls as a guard, Steelers and Jets. Morton Anderson, NFL's all-time leading scorer. Terrell Davis, 2,000-yard season, 2-time Super Bowl winner. Again, someone's career who wasn't quite lengthy, or else, he might be in the Hall of Fame. And John Lynch, considered one of the best safeties of his time, also won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are guys, who will be battling it out, to make next season's Hall of Fame. All of them are, definitely worthy of it. Whether they get in or not remains to be seen. A lot of these guys were only on the ballot once, including Terrell Owens. There's other guys such as Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce as well. So a lot of big names on next year's Hall of Fame ballot. Here are my top 10 new first time on the ballot in 2017. Let's start off with number 10, center from the Chicago Bears, ended his career with the New Orleans Saints. Olin Kreutz played 14 seasons in the NFL, made 6 Pro Bowls, once was an All-Pro first team, was named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, second team All-2000s team. For his career, he made 187 starts. Over a 10-year period from 2001 to 2010, he missed a total of just 1 game. So he was reliable. You knew you could always put him in the lineup, and he produced at a very high level. Unfortunately for him, most linemen you see get in are guys who make the Pro Bowl nearly every season. Just 1 first-team All-Pro. Probably doesn't quite have the credentials to get in. Not shortchanging his career, though. It was definitely a very, very good career.